Whereabouts may I find an exit, perchance? We do have the runes, so we have greater odds of being able to find and generate exits at any given opportunity. Though I'm kind of cornering myself. The issue is once you start fighting, you're generally making enough noise that the stealth strat is no longer very possible. But barring that, just don't notice me. You sons of guns. They notice me. Well, guess we're fighting here. Gateway leading out appears. See you folks later. Sorry, this is my exit, this is my stop, and not too bad. There we go. Abyss Rune in hand. And no near-death experiences? Is this even me playing? Is this even Scrock? I thought our whole thing was near-death experiences, friend. Okay, well that's 3 runes in. 3 runes down. Do we go for Zot? I have 2 blink scrolls, 6 teleports. So I may be able to do some sneaking around. Some cheeky creepy crawling here. Maybe, just maybe. Oh me, oh my. I think we should just at least take a peek. Let's go for it. I mean, sure, I have a consistent problem with going to Zot earlier than I have any right to, but this time is different. This time, it's a plan. It's all part of the master stroke brilliance. So, I think Zot 1, I potentially explore. We did just get another mapping scroll. Okay, do I risk coming in to stab these folks? I mean, something blocks my shadow step. Excuse me? Okay, but I've never really done that before. And now I'm starting to see how shadow step probably was meant to be used the entire time. That's how you guarantee backstabs. Jump right to them. And what are they going to do about it? That group I'm going to ignore. I think there are going to be too many of them. And so chances are somebody wakes up. And that's the kind of risk mitigation we're aiming for with our sneaky boy here. Unless absolutely necessary, I am going to avoid conflict. Ooh, more blinking though. Don't mind if I do. That will definitely help us out to a certain extent. Fighting 1 tentacled monstrosity I think might be necessary here. Otherwise we will just constantly be walking away from problems and never really dealing with it. I'm guessing that Draconian just walked the other direction. That was a bit odd, to say the least. Dang it, I was hoping to sneak away from you. Okay. How do I deal with a Berserk Quicksilver Dragon? Bodies? That's step number 1. Do I just leave? No, I think... Oh no, is this the hubris speaking? I'm like, I think I can maybe take this fight. Take advantage of the fact that we have numbers on our side. That's good. Moth of Wrath might even berserk my spiders, which would be amazing. Would love to see that. And so, you're saying there's a chance. I do have more summoning if I need it. Invisibility potion is not going to do much. I could haste and might right back. Fight tit for tat and see how it goes. Don't love it though. I could also take some steps away. Just giving us some plausible deniability. If this goes poorly, I want to gain enough room that a blink scroll to the stairs will free me from potential death. So that is the overall aim with these little micro adjustments. Otherwise though, let my boys fight. We see how it goes. I cannot be turned berserk. That's unacceptable, so we will focus down that son of a gun. Ooh. Now we're doing the thing again, where I'm getting to the cusp, which gives me hope, which makes me think maybe I don't need to retreat. Okay. Temporarily retreating. Too many unfriendly faces, so we are gonna come right back up, and I'm gonna see if I can't find myself another stairwell that's maybe a little bit more manageable. So that one was not exactly the end of the world by any means. Excuse me, friends. Okay. Oh, I can't go back down this stairwell, so this is actually not backing up to safety like I was originally kind of thinking in my heart of hearts. Denser Vein is up, but not worth it in this crowd. I should be able to fight a Quicksilver Dragon just fine. Especially it's standing in fire, so I was hoping that that would give us the necessary leverage to make do, and it does seem to have supplied us with just that. So not too bad. Now please, if everyone could go back to sleeping and not paying attention to me as I walk around, that would be lovely. This looks like a place for stairs. Again, if only I had just one additional mapping scroll, then we wouldn't need to be playing this, maybe if possibly, game. And in fact, on this floor, I think I'd like to read it right away. Okay, we have a stairwell up there, which is in reach for sure. Do like that. If I could take you upstairs, oh, perfect. Then we potentially don't make too much noise down this way. And I can just shimmy my way. Ignore me, don't pay attention to little me again. And still manageable. I'm still okay with this. Oh me, oh my. Okay, another teleport is actually worth grabbing because we may be burning through those at a prodigious rate in the near future. There we go, another mapping, please and thank you. Not too bad of a distance. This could have a decent number of intervening faces, enemies and friends alike. Ooh, and I'm not okay being berserk. So definitely pop back into my little safety crevasse. And gotta kill anything lightning themed when given the opportunity. Holy moly. Down to Zot 4 at least. No, still no guarantees by any stretch, but better than it otherwise potentially be. We have like a mini lungs growing here. Is this what a nascent lung looks like before it gets to the level of Zot 5? Okay, oof, I really wanted the backstab on you. That's fine. I'm gonna take you to this stairwell. Oh, we have a friend next to us. Where are you? There we go. Just randomly step around a little bit, but we have fast enough attack speed to take that son of a gun out, so not too bad. And I think I fight you here. I don't really like how much unexplored territory we have around us, and even more so, the just avenues of entrance towards us from said unexplored territory, but that's fine. And that brings us to Zot 5. I mean, I'm sure we'll have no problems with the fact that this is the approach I decided to take. Stealth approach will not come back to bite us in the butt. So these summon to something. Oof. Mighted and hasted boulder beetle. Now that's interesting. Can at least poison you and slow you down, and that gives me some amount of confidence. Again, whether it's earned or not is another question altogether. But, I'm trying to think to myself, I've never actually watched somebody perform the stealth grab. I've heard legends, myths, and rumors, of the glorious stealth grab of the orb, but never actually witnessed it myself. So I think the general idea would be read a teleport, hope we land somewhere good. If we land anywhere in the lungs, we essentially just try to sprint for the nearest teleport trap and hope it lands us somewhere better. Except if we land in the apex, of course, then we got what we wanted, got what we came here for. Let's go. Potentially, what I'd like to do is play this slightly safer than we have been for the rest of Zot. I'm going to explore the rest of the floor here. Huh? What is this? Smash them soon after an adventure enters the branch of the dungeon in which they rest. Oh, these are the speedrun things. Oh, interesting. Well, I could almost go for that. Well, this is not how I drew up the plan. I'm gonna get the free backstab while I can. Oh, it's tempting to see how many free backstabs I could get here, but if I wake up everyone, I'm probably screwed. Versus, do I just try to walk out of here? Specifically, if I can take out the electric, the Black Draconians, then we're in a much better spot. Then there's some hope in this cold, dark world. If I can take out everyone while I'm at it, even better. I rampage, I rampage, I rampage, and I rampage again and again. And beautiful. Okay. Well, that had no right working as well as it did. I still think I go through with my original plan, which is to get the heck out of here for now. Don't worry, I'll be back. Don't you monsters fret. I'll be back to say hello in just a bit here. I just first want to clear out as much of this as I can, because once we get the orb, our big escape plan is going to be teleports. And so, in order to guarantee any amount of success there, oh, there we go. Crystal is broken, so we actually just made the cusp on first coming down here, because it's branch of the dungeons. That was when we first entered Zot, and our little speedrun strats actually bore out there, kind of. That's cool. So, do I wish to do a cheeky teleport, or do I just go for it the old-fashioned way? I mean, I don't like that this is an alarm trap. This is just not a consistent entrance at all. So if I wanted to, I'd probably have to get this alarm trap triggered if I wanted to approach this in the usual old school fashion. And I don't really wish to do that. So even though it has great potential to get me killed, I'm gonna try out this. It'll be a learning experience if nothing else. Ooh, that got me awfully close to the orb, that is. Okay, I was hoping that you would not wake up, friend. I'm gonna haste. And I think we run, sprint, fly like the wind. I don't have many blinking scrolls, so that's something to keep in mind, but what I do have is some summoning. Okay, that was not very helpful. I was hoping to get some bodies in the way, but that's fine. Now this, on the other hand, can I pick up the... Okay, that did do it. I pick up the orb, and I'm gone, folks. See you next Tuesday. Holy moly. And so it begins. Let's just go. Shall we get the heck out of Dodge? You're kind of fast, my friend, but I'm hoping our limited vision cone is going to work to our advantage there, and it does. Then back to the old routine. Excuse me, friends. I'm not looking for any new compatriots. Oof. Okay, this one is a bad setup. I at least have to get out of the stone temple, as I will call this area we found ourselves in. So if this is a door, oop, sorry, oh, double sorry, metal splinters, glaciate, oh, sentinel's mark, oh, none of this is good. So, first and foremost, I want to get a teleport started. Is this worthy of a blink? Probably. We're gonna need to survive a lot of turns. Probably should have tried to swap back into my acrobatic amulet. We would have had to work off the drain, but I guess that's neither here nor there, because in order to do anything along those lines, gotta survive the here and now, first and foremost. I think I will use one of my last blink scrolls. Oh, almost headphones. Almost. I wasn't gonna mention it as much as I did the last time it was a factor, but I did have the same constantly hearing the reminder that my headphones were about to die, and I was hoping that they could squeeze through. Oh, a shaft is not good. Okay, so which of these stairwells is best approached for us? Only have one more blink scroll. I'm tempted to speed up here, and I think I will. Especially get away from our lightning friend. Nobody's close enough to shove me, so that's also good. Then we have just a little bit of digging at our disposal. Okay, you have to die because I cannot afford to be berserked here by any means. And I should take this kind of slowly, but there we go. We're out of Zot. That's step one, brother. Oh, and I'm no longer fast. Maybe should have actually gone for that stairwell. I didn't realize that I had that as an option until it was slightly too late. I mean, I can use Rampage to get a free extra step towards the Warmonger. And then maybe... Can you stop dragging me backwards, my Reaper friend? That is a problem for sure. Can you kids see invisible? No, you say. Okay, I saw my health go red, and I thought for a moment that I had just been one shot. You can tell I've been experiencing that too much of late, that was my immediate reaction. Dokie. So, do I need to resort to my final blinking? Don't really want to, if that's not abundantly clear. I think we'll need it desperately. But maybe this is as bad as it gets. You know what? I'm manifesting it. This is as bad as it gets. The rest of this is going to be a cakewalk. So let's just head for it. You, my friend, we might want to actually try to fight and kill. 66 health. You hit decently hard. But I do pretty well myself, you know, not to toot our own horn. As long as we can get off some speedy stabs, which we did manage to do so, then that's not too much of a problem. And let's see, D7, eh? This is where the autopathing almost screwed us a little bit, because it was trying to find a shorter path. Actually, maybe it knew what it was doing, because this is just not a path. But this is what we saved our very last digging charge for. Holy moly. It all comes down to this. Golden Eyes, I think I have to take care of, because they'll keep harrying us the entire way. But let's head for it again. Just constantly hasting whenever the game sees fit to stop us in our tracks. You're right on top of my stairs, friend. That is not very kind, cool, or neat of you. I mean, I could get more fire resistance. I'm not using these resistance potions anywhere else. Let's do it. I'm still fast. I need some might. And by the power of Grayskull, hopefully, I can just chomp through these sons of guns. In fact, you know what? I think I will fight. Slightly concerned that that would come back to bite me in the rear, but by some miracle, it just works, folks. Holy moly. Well, Skrock, you had quite the journey, my friend. And you know, for that being our first time ever doing the ninjaing of a rune, that was pretty solid. I think we got pretty dang lucky, I will admit for sure. I'll be the first to admit that, because got a good teleport strat pretty near to the orb itself. And then, of course, having the multiple teleport traps within the orb chamber, essentially a necessity for the quick escape. Holy moly, used up every single one of our resources, but by God did we get there. Holy moly. And yeah, overall, I think that was a super fun run. I appreciated that one. It was nice to change the pace a little bit. I will say that even though our Wujian Kobold from the Great Player series was technically kind of a similar style of run, I think this was the first time that I fully embraced stealth and saw all that it has to offer. And it was pretty sweet. Again, until that rough point of the like mid to late game, that's where things start to hit a wall and get a bit tricky. But up until then, it was smooth sailing. And then even at the end here, we were able to get rid of a lot of our issues. It brings to mind the fact that a lot of the strategies that I've heard of or read of or seen before when it comes to ninjaing the runes using apportation and a mixture of stealth as well, came from the idea of doing 15 rune runs, or sometimes in tournaments when you're going for banners that require you to skip all of lair and things like that. Then that's how you get like the hell runes. You can grab them without having to fight the Pan Lord or the Hell Lord in question, which does mean they might show up on the orb run, which is a whole different category of excitement, but definitely something I can see glimmers of. I've seen the edges of the cloud, and it looks pretty good from down here. But okie dokie, I think that'll be it for us. I mean, can have a little bit of fun at the end here. I'm gonna chug through just a ridiculous number of mutation potions, and let's see where that leaves us. Very well off, actually. Double robust and clarity. If only I'd done that sooner. What was I thinking? I could have done that pre-Zot, and imagine how much easier our life would have been. And I'm sure there's no way that possibly could have gone any other direction and would not have come to regret our choices whatsoever. So that's our real lesson from this run. Throw away all of our consideration of stealth tactics in the future. Instead, just blind chug, blind quaff mutation pots until the cows come home. How could it possibly go wrong? But again, very, very fun run. I definitely enjoyed that one. And so I would like to be brilliant, enlightened, and attractive, of course. Don't forget that. Strong, too. And last but not least, confused completely by the sweet, sweet ambrosia of the gods. And I'm out. Holy moly. Yes, I have a newfound appreciation for stealth tactics. Very solid run. I hope it was as fun to watch as it was to play. And yeah, very, very happy to see Skrock's name in the victors there. Again, Skrock is a nod to one of my favorite NPCs I've ever created for a D&D campaign, so that means a lot to me, that Skrock is in the upper echelon, the top 30 of all adventurers that have ever successfully made the same journey. So how about that? But okie dokie. I mean, a little bit earlier in the stream than we oftentimes get to, but I think this is where I'm actually going to call it. Make this a little bit of a shorter one. Have a long week ahead here, so I could definitely get started on some of that baloney in advance. But, of course, huge appreciation for all of you for joining us. You know, whether that was chatting alongside here, if you're lurking in the background, or hey, if you watch this down the road through the VODs on Twitch or YouTube, then thank you. for joining us on the journey. Again, I hope it was as enjoyable to watch as it was to run. Yeah, thank you, Ezra's and Eric as well. Was very, very exciting at the end there. Almost too exciting for a brief moment, especially if I had run into some more nasty surprises after using up my final blink scroll, then who knows how it would have gone. But definitely a fun one on my end. That goes into the list of orb runs, because I find the majority of my orb runs are pretty brain dead. You know, a couple times we've run into Seraph and they've taught me the true meaning of pain, but otherwise pretty smooth sailing. The only two major exceptions that come to mind is this run here, and of course our Genie from the Great Player series. It's been too long now that I can't recall the specifics. All my brain supplies me there is that it was the Hell run, trying to get up with that orb. I mean, that run in general, that character had a lot of problems, you know, getting served all utility spells the entire time, being chief amongst them probably. It's not a great sign when you're using Fulminant Prism to kill orbs of fire, and I think that alone is a bit of a good indicator for anyone who hasn't seen it as to how that run went. But even beyond that, the orb run itself, I think up until that point I'd never died on an orb run, and that was the closest I'd ever come. No longer have that claim to fame. I believe we've died a couple times now, both times to angels if I had to guess, so something's wrong with my brain. When I see Seraph, I think, oh, I can kill this thing. Maybe if it had more eyes and wings, then I would learn to fear its true nature. But regardless of all my rambling here, we'll of course end off today, as we always do, taking a look to see who else is online, who can send a raid off to. So let us perform the painstaking process of working with my slow laptop. Well, it's also a painful process for all of you, as you hear me complain about said slowness for the nth time, and going towards infinity as time goes on, or at least that's how the pattern suggests, if I had to guess. Again, been a while since I did any high-level calculus, but definitely seems to fit the math bill there. Don't need an integral to tell you that n goes towards infinity, because I am one to complain at any given opportunity. At least when I'm streaming, for whatever reason. I know. Maybe I think of it as endearing, even though it's probably nothing of the sorts or the like, but regardless, I think we're going to be heading to what is fast becoming one of our usual haunts here. Head over to Brent's channel, so definitely stick around, say hello. Always playing a different game on their end on Sundays, and so yeah, stick around and you might find someone new to watch in the future. Of course, in order to do so, the only way to learn is by beginning. The only way to begin is play is by beginning. I wish I knew that entire setup a little bit further for all my Dropout fans out there, but let's start the raid before I ramble into impertuity. That's not how you say that word. Into that said infinity that we've been dancing around with all the pseudo-calculus talk. Instead, let's start to wind down here, because I think we are just about all set. I could learn and remember how to do anything. It's weird, I do this once a week and I still manage to forget almost every functional aspect of the streaming section every single time without fail. But hey, at least it doesn't affect our ability to get through with another victory here with Strock. Dithmenos kind of worked out. I didn't use shadow form. That was my one thing. I was supposed to try and do that at one point during the run. Maybe we'll have to fit in a Dithmenos run sometime in the future as well. Hey, maybe that will be a Stealth 15 run down the road if I'm feeling oh so ambitious at some point in the future. But regardless of all those potential plans that may or may not see the light of day, I do of course hope that you're having a great morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you out there. And I definitely hope to see you next week when we jump back in with, well, who knows what. I'll see you soon. Just remember, folks, whenever, even for a moment, even in that mad dash hybrid at the end, never didn't have it. I'll see you.